everyone. Welcome to the cottage. I'm Joey the Veiled Cottage Witch, and we're doing a magical plant series episode on the floor because I'm right by a heater. It is so cold. I'm not ready for the bitter cold months. I'm really not. And I'm going to end up going to Missouri next week. It's so cold there. I have to dig out my actual winter coat. It's so cold. So today we're going to talk about roses, and not just roses, but also rose hips. So rose in all kinds of forms, the petals and the hips. And let me tell you, the hips don't lie. They are so valuable. I had no idea until I started working with them how, first of all, how nutritious they are and how medicinally awesome they are, but the taste, where have they been all my life? They are such a wonderful fruit. Like, I had no idea. And now I keep fully stocked, because if there is a bitter tea that I don't like to drink, rose hips, they go right in there. And when they burst open, they make your tea a really pretty blush color, and yum. Okay. And then the petals are so beautiful in any tea, in any spell powder, in any incense. I mean, multi-purpose. So the folk names, or actually I should say the Latin name first, is Rosa, and species plural. So there's all kinds of rosas. So the folk names are Rosa, Rosie, Rosalie, Rosalind, and Rosamund, among many that you're going to find throughout everywhere. And I'm going to show you quite a few roses over here where you guys can't see my messy journal shelf. Because it's bad. I have a lot of journals. But, you know, I also have no shame. So you're inside my cottage. Behind me is my altar. This is my workspace. This is my journal space. So for the name origin, the name rose originates from the Latin word rosa, which means rose or flower. It also has a separate Germanic origin stemming from the elements HROD, Horod, meaning flame, and Heid, HEID, meaning kind. So, fame kind. And the Latin term became widespread across Europe, and it's source of the modern English word. So through this, we're going to dig up a lot of Greek and Roman folklore, along with some Indian folklore. And we're going to also bring about a lot of superstitions that have to do with roses, going as far back as biblical times. And we're going to spread the love of this beautiful plant. So if that sounds good to you, stick around. You just might learn something new. So the folklore, I dug deep. Again, I can't not. Once you start digging at a plant, at the plant's lore, not actually digging in the dirt, but once you start going down that rabbit hole, you fall into it. And I just kept going with Rose. So in the oldest religious and spiritual works in Zend or Avestan, in the teachings of ancient Persia, and in Sanskrit, The superb literature of ancient India, the rose always plays a symbolic role in the creation of the world and of mankind. Now, Vishnu, the supreme god of India, formed his bride Lakshmi from 108 large and 1,008 small rose petals. That's a lot of roses, you guys. Thus, the rose early became a symbol of beauty, obviously. I can't imagine that many roses. If I close my eyes and imagine that many roses, rose petals, that's a lot of dang rose petals. Now, while the Greeks and Romans dedicated the rose to the gods, the Persians, in their poems and paintings, associated it with the nightingale. Look at this beautiful nightingale. Now, once the flowers complained in heaven that their queen, the lotus blossom, slept by night, in order to bring about a reconciliation, Allah named the white rose Queen of Flowers. And that's probably why it's one of my favorite roses. I love white rose. The nightingale was so enamored of the beauty of the rose that she flew down to embrace it, and thereby pierced her breast with its sharp thorns, and from the drops of her blood falling onto the earth grew new roses, and from that day there were red roses in Persia. I love that story. That is such the cutest story. It's just so excited. Roses and ouch and bloody roses. And red roses now exist in Persia. So it has often been said that in the beginning, roses were without thorns, and that these only appeared through the wickedness of mankind. Guess where this took place? After the fall and the expulsion of Adam and Eve from the Garden of Eden. Roses didn't have thorns. Sure, Jan. Oh, I just bet they didn't. Yeah. The Bible, what a lovely story of fiction. Now, sorry. The oldest evidence of the rose comes from legends and poetry, which give us proof of the existence of the rose and its cultivation in ancient Greece. Here, Aphrodite, you knew this was happening. You knew I couldn't talk about roses without talking about Aphrodite. That was going to happen. The goddess of love was seen as the creator of the rose. In one tale, Adonis, her lover, was mortally wounded when hunting by a wild bear. She hastened to his side, and from the mixture of his blood and her tears grew a superb, fragrant, blood-red rose. In another version, Adonis was more superficially wounded. Her blood started, and Aphrodite, while running to him, scratched herself on the thorns of a red bush. Her blood started to flow at once, and the white flowers on the bush turned to red. Finally, there is a story which tells us of the origin of the white rose. Aphrodite was born of sea foam, and from this foam, wherever it fell to the ground, grew white rose bushes. So you have like 3 stories wrapped all up, and who knows which one is true. Flora, I love this one. Flora, the goddess of spring and of flowers, one day found the dead body of her dearest and most beautiful nymph. Inconsolable, she begged all of the gods to come to her aid, to change the dead body of her loved one into the most beautiful flower, which would be recognized as Queen of all flowers. Now, Apollo, god of the arts, gave her the breath of life. Bacchus bathed her in nectar. Vertumnus gave her fragrance. Pomona, fruit. And Flora, finally, herself gave a diadem of petals. And thus the rose was born. I love that it was a group effort. I love that. It was a group effort. And you know, it takes a village to make a rose. And I love that. Now, Cupid, one of the gods of love, knocked over with his wing a bowl of wine standing on the table beside Bacchus. Now, from this pool of wine on the ground came a rose bush. The rose was also considered consecrated to Venus as the symbol of beauty. There is one particular delightful story, which is as follows. The god Zephyrus loved Flora. Flora always gets involved in these flower stories. You know, she's the goddess of flowers, you know, so much that he changed himself into a rose because the goddess had no interest other than flowers. So he's like, I'm going to be a flower. I'm going to be a rose. When Flora saw the rose, she kissed it and thus fulfilled Zephyrus's wish. That's kind of adorable. That's kind of adorable. And it is said that the very word rose originated when Flora, the goddess of flowers, in pain upon being struck by Cupid's arrow, was unable to properly pronounce eros, but made it sound like rose. From this, the word rose became a synonym for eros. Both in Rome and in Greece, it is the symbol of youth, of vitality, love, beauty, and the fruitfulness of nature. Love it. Now, in ancient Rome, a rose was hung above the table to signify that conversations held below were confidential, giving rise to the phrase sub rosa, or under the rose. So sometimes you would see at restaurants, they would have like two roses on like as a centerpiece. That's what it means. It means privacy, like private conversations. How cool is that? I love that. Now, in Greek mythology, the rose is linked to love and death, symbolizing resurrection and a love that is stronger than death. The mystical order of Rosicrucians took its name from the Latin words for rose and cross, using a rose as a central symbol in their imagery. Love it. In many cultures, roses are given at weddings to bring happiness and security. Rose colors are said to have significant symbolic meanings, such as red for love, white for purity, and yellow for joy. And I just love that. I just love that. All right, medicinal uses. And I'm going to show off my rose petals here. I love to, I use so much of it, and you'll see at the end because I have tons of product over here that you can purchase. My favorite way to work with the petals is that I buy them buds and petals. You can buy them organically. They are not sprayed with anything. You just have to be careful when you buy them because you have to read the fine print. A lot of them, I made a mistake. Like one of the first times I bought them, they were sprayed with chemicals and I smelled that and I'm like, I can't use these for anything because I refuse to sell you guys anything that has been sprayed or, you know, pure nothing. So I get them as buds and petals so I can crush them myself. And that way I know that they are fresh, and I know that when I crush them, I can smell them, and I can smell that freshness. Same way as I do with jasmine buds. I will buy the buds so that I can crush them myself, because if I smell chemicals, I will be very upset. So no chemicals, certified organic. Frontier Co-op sells amazing stuff, as so does Mountain Rose Herbs. Oh my God. Smell this, you guys. I'm just kidding. Only the best. I'm super picky. Do I spend a lot on my product? Absolutely. Is it worth it? Absolutely. I wouldn't sell you guys anything that I wouldn't eat, drink, burn, or use magically. That's just the way it is. So we're going to cover rose hips medicinally and rose petals. All right. Rose hip. I'm in an exceptionally good mood today. Rose hips contain anti-inflammatory properties that may help ease the pain and stiffness associated with rheumatoid and osteoarthritis. Such an awesome pain reliever, you guys. This fruit is amazing. It is rich in vitamin C. Rose hips are traditionally used to boost the immune system and help prevent or treat colds and the flu. So these are not included in my cold and flu blend, but you can add them to any tea blend. There's several ways you can buy them. I like to buy them already crushed and de-seeded, but you can de-seed them. It takes forever, and I don't have the patience. But if you guys look, they look like little like craisins when you buy dried cranberries chips. That's what they look like. And they're very easy to work with. As far as teas, they're wonderful. The oil from rose hips is rich in vitamins that can help reduce the appearance of wrinkles, fight sun damage, and improve skin elasticity. They are in my eternal youth elixir when I get there for that reason. Some research suggests that rose hips may help lower blood pressure and improve cholesterol levels, which can reduce cardiovascular risk factors. This is your heart of the rose, so it's good for your heart. Love how things work out for that. Rose hips may help regulate blood glucose and improve insulin sensitivity. They're doing more research on that, but since it's a fruit, it's a natural source of sugar. Traditionally used to soothe stomach irritation, diarrhea, and constipation. So it's good for so many things, you guys. Strong advocate for rose hips, am I? It is used to strengthen kidney and treat kidney disorders and urinary tract infections. I'm going to be making a kidney tea to send to one of my good friends on YouTube, Essence of the Moon, Selena. I'm going to be making you a tea blend today, and I'll be sending it out tomorrow. It will have rose hips in it. So, applied topically, rose petals. Now we're here with the petals. Can help reduce inflammation for skin conditions such as eczema and sunburn. Very soothing. They help fight bacteria, which can be useful for acne, redness, and minor wounds. So they're also in my calendula wound heal. I'm going to go back over these, so don't worry about trying to write all that stuff down yet. Rose petals can tighten, tone, and soothe the skin. A paste can be made from crushed dried petals and rose water for wounds. Amazing. Rose petals can aid in digestion and relieve constipation due to their mild laxative and astringent properties. Rose petal tea or a gargle made from boiled petals can help soothe sore throats and reduce inflammation. They can help regulate periods and ease menstrual cramps due to their antispasmodic properties. Rose petals can have a calming effect and can help reduce stress and anxiety and agitation, hence why they're in my stress and anxiety. They can be mood lifting and antidepressant. Rose petals contains vitamins and antioxidants that strengthen the immune system. They can help support cardiovascular health by strengthening blood vessels and supporting blood pressure levels. And the astringent properties can help soothe a cough. Wonderful, wonderful uses for our rose and our rose hips. Now on to magical properties. Element is water, energy is receptive, the planet is Venus, and the day of the week is most potent is Friday. Roses are best known for their nurturing energy for peace and love. So anytime you want to make amends with friends, give flowers. Works every time. So pink roses are for happiness. Red roses are for passion. Yellow roses are for friendship. And white roses are for purity. They're also for starting over, blank slate. Yeah. Roses encourage both acceptance and affection. You can add fresh rose petals and honey to a warm cup of tea and sip to lift your spirits. I do sell rose honey tea. So rose honey. So I didn't bring that out, but I do have rose honey. So I will make sure to put that in a hyperlink with all these other things in the description. Bring cut roses inside to lift vibration and encourage happiness. They always make you feel better. Toss a handful of rose petals into bath water to boost beauty and attraction spells. Rose petals in a bath, like fresh or dried, is so luxurious for your skin. It's amazing. Use love petals in love, luck, grief, and healing spells. Make an attraction salve by infusing a jar of sunflower oil. Seal the jar tightly, and allow it to sit for 1 week. Strain out the plant matter and sniff. The oil should be sweetly scented. Rub it into the skin to increase charm and appeal. Use as a massage oil to promote affection. Use the oil to anoint candles in love magic. One more note here as far as rose honey. If you don't like the taste of rose honey, you can use it as a facial mask. It tightens and tones the skin. It's amazing. Amazing. Add dried rose petals to love formulas to booster energy and quicken results. Make a love drawing powder by grinding dried rose petals along with basil, ginger, lavender, and yarrow. Anoint a candle with olive oil and roll it in the crushed bits to empower a love spell. I might make a love drawing powder like that. That might be a good idea. Give a rose when you express something you wish to be kept secret. Fill a vase with cut roses and use it as a table centerpiece when you wish to keep a conversation private. So, to keep a secret from being discovered, write it cryptically or make a sigil on a piece of paper. Cover a page with rose petals and then fold the paper. Fold it toward you. Cover the page with rose petals again, and then fold the paper in half twice, folding it toward you to enclose the petals. Secure it with a ribbon. I would do a red ribbon or a black ribbon, and tuck the packet into a drawer where it is out of sight. And that will be your little secret. Writing the sigil is going to be write it where that even if somebody finds it, they have no idea what you wrote. That's even better. You can make a sigil out of it. All right, my personal uses. Okay. Lunar healing bath salts. This stuff smells so good. Like, I made it after I did the horsetail video because I was inspired. Oh my God. Okay, so it has obviously Epsom salts, pink Himalayan salt, horsetail, jasmine, rose, lemon balm, and lotus essential oil. This I made during the full moon. So I captured the full moon energy and made it accessible for you guys to do. Have lunar healing whenever you need it with this bath salts. Now, if you're not a bath person, when you buy this, I include 2 muslin bags and a little spoon so that you can put some in a muslin bag and hang it on your shower and use it as a shower bath, a shower scrub, whatever you want to use it. You don't have to put this directly into your bath. Or you can make it into a bath tea and just float that little muslin bag in your bath. So bath or shower salts. Then I have my calendula wound heal. It has rose essential oil in it, along with calendula flowers, almond oil, 100% organic beeswax, rose, clary sage, lavender, and rosemary essential oils. The rose is very, very good at wound healing, and all the other ones are good antiseptics. This is amazing. I can tell you top to bottom what it's good for. Abrasions on the scalp, acne scars. It heals bad chapped lips, eczema, psoriasis, tattoo healing, dry cracked heels, dry cuticles, dry hands, knuckles, winter hands. This is amazing stuff. So any kind of skin irritations whatsoever, cuts and scrapes, it'll stop the bleeding. It'll start healing faster. This is amazing. Calendula wound heal. My Eternal Youth Elixir. This is an overnight oil. So after you wash your face, you're going to put 2 to 3 drops, not much at all, or you can mix it into your moisturizer, and you're going to put it where your lines are, and then use your moisturizer on after that. 2 to 3 drops. This stuff is pretty heavy. It only has in it rose hips infused into grapeseed and pomegranate seed oil, and then a little bit of pomegranate fragrance. That's it. That's all it has in it. Simple is best. So, power of rose hips. Love it. And then I have my banishing powder, which I'm going to be doing a video on how to use magical powders. This banishing powder has rue, comfrey, hyssop, mugwort, rose, rosemary, nettle, oregano, and bay leaves in it. Banishing powder is amazing when paired with any kind of oil like back off bitch oil. Perfect. You can take a candle, write the person's name or whatever, like if you're trying to get rid of a bad habit, perfect. Write it on a candle, put oil over what you wrote, and then take this powder and put it right over your words. And as you light that candle, you can see that powder just dissolving that word. Love, love this stuff. Uncrossing powder. These are great. This is great. You can put this in a bath. Uncrossing is great if you feel like you've been a target for some negative energy, you feel like you've been hexed, cursed, jinxed, whatever. Put this in your shoes. You can put in a bath, but if you want to simply like do a little reversal, put it on a reversal candle, anoint that candle with oil and any kind of oil, even if it's just olive oil, roll it in this uncrossing powder and light it. Send that energy back to whoever sent it to you. Take your bad energy back. I don't want it. And then my road opener powder. This is good to open pathways that have, that you've been, maybe trying to get a job, maybe trying to get a house. You can draw a road, a crossroad, and then put you in the middle as a candle. Put your name on your candle in the middle, and then put 4 tea lights at the crossroad. 4 tea lights. Make your road out of this powder. Light those 4 candles. You open those roads. So lemongrass, horehound, basil, garden sage, rose, osha root, oregano, licorice root, cypress, and crossroads dirt from my crossroads. That is there. And then I didn't bring it out, but my rose road opener oil blend is also great to use with that. And then I have my psychic power oil, and I have my tiny little tombstone roses in here. So lilac, white rose, sage, vervain, copal, sugar, and mugwort and lotus essential oil. This stuff will open up your third eye, and it's great for divination sessions. Then I have my stress and anxiety that has the rose petals, along with chamomile, lemon balm, passion flower, lavender, clove, and skullcap. I have a friend, Christine. She lives on this stuff. She loves it. And then my best-selling tea, my fuck off pain. And it has willow bark, eucalyptus, feverfew, allspice, lavender, chamomile, nettle, and rose hips for your inflammation and pain. So I'm going to put all of these things down. I know the description is going to be like crazy long, but they'll have all of that down there for you guys so that you have that hyperlink. You don't have to go searching. I will have everything for you down there. So this was Rose. Please let me know how you guys use Rose in your practice or how you're excited to use it. I would really like to know. Please let me know down in the comments how you use Rose. Please give this video a like. Subscribe if you'd like to see more. Hit that bell for notifications. so you don't miss any upcoming videos. Please visit my website where you can book a reading, book a class, book a workshop. January, we have every weekend we are doing a workshop on Sundays. So be looking for that. Those are in person, and they will go out. Emails will go out to the people who have subscribed to my website to be notified about those. You can also shop my online store for all my holistic healing products and my spell and ritual aids. Just don't forget to type in the at checkout, type in the code word all caps veiled to get your free shipping. That is my gift from me to you just for watching this video. If you'd like to financially support this channel, you can do so by buying me a coffee. All the details are down below, or you could just scan this QR code right here, but absolutely no pressure. Just live your best life and live for yourself. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.